Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the New York Giants and the Baltimore Ravens. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to feel a little bit snake bit. They need something good to happen right now so they know it's not just them. They think they have to make.
Fall is in the air and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State. It's the Pro Bowler, Derek Carr.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
The run there on first down gets him a yard to the 26. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. And the offensive starters for the New York Giants.
And this certainly doesn't seem like an ideal situation for them because they're coming in on a losing streak, and they've got the quick turnaround right here to Thursday night. But maybe that's for the best. Get right back on the horse and go at it again and not dwell on the losing that they've had in recent weeks.
Now this pass to Vance McDonald complete. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. Carr now on first down. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Throwing now is Carr. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12. On first down, Drake. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And here are the Raven defensive starters.
Mike Daniels continues to get better and better with each year. A nice run stopper inside.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Carr now to throw. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now Carr on the bootleg. And he finds McDonald. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you've got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game?
North of 100 yards, the 2 scores, and, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too. They're
obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Drake. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. Carr now on 3rd and goal. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Badgley's kick is good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Now it's Stafford. And a throw right sideline is complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They run with Murray. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. There to stop him, Juwan Bentley. And we get a quick peek at the Ravens starting offense.
And congratulations on their win last week, but they didn't get a whole lot of time to celebrate it on Sunday. They were right back to work on Monday, but you'll have to do things differently when you prepare for a Thursday night game. Because normally you'll take some time off. Here you get right back to work on the game plan mentally, and probably not put any pads on until you play again Thursday night.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
They'll run on first down. Murray. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Time to look at the defensive starters for the New York Giants. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
180. Here it comes. Safe.
On second down, it's Murray. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Stafford on third down. Keeps himself upright. Able to push his way through. That's caught by Howard. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. New York set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards and a Giant first down.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Derrick Henry. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. From just shy of midfield, Carr. Open man, here's Foster. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 42. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Throwing on 2nd down. Carr. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Here we go.
The end result, 21 yards. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Down. 185.
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Now, 180. Coming to you.
After the penalty, it's Henry. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. Now on 2nd and 13. Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun now for Carr. His pass caught at the 4. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Badgley able to knock this one through. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. From the 36, Stafford. And he finds Howard complete. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the pistol, they run it with Murray. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. 2nd and 5 now. Stafford. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Patrick Owasor. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. It's complete to Lockett. We'll give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. Seems as if this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tyler Lockett, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown. Jason Myers now for the extra point.
He's got it as the lead is now 10-6. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Carr throwing the out route incomplete. That's McDonald. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now a play fake here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Carr. Got an open man. It's Foster. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Carr to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. Returnable for Lockett. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Back to throw, Stafford. This will be caught by Brown. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10, and he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 33 yards that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first, now this from 43. Myers' kick is good. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, Charles, thanks very much. Welcome in, everybody, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's take a look at what we've got on tap as we wrap up the first quarter of the NFL season. Good matchups all up and down the schedule there. We'll highlight the one in Cincinnati. A big test coming up for the Bengals as they'll square off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then later, they'll let the sun die down a bit in Tampa. A late start here in Florida, where it'll be the Buccaneers taking on the Oakland Raiders. And one more to highlight, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They were winners a week ago over the Steelers, and they lead this one as well as they start here 1st and 10. Play action. Stafford. Got him in. It's Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stafford, he's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. They run from the shotgun with Murray. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. That is caught at the 7. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Latavius Murray, his 4th touchdown on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it culminates with a Latavius Murray touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
It's a Giant first down on a gain of 16.
Let's go.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. To throw, it's Carr. He's going deep for Brown. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. This one out quickly to Amendola. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Carr. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for New York. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Here's Stafford. It's Carr, block it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. 10th carry of the game now, Murray. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards, the final tally. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Carr now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Carr. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a giant 1st down on a gain of 16.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Again, it's Henry. He won't go down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Working from the gun, it's Carr. This is caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Do you think after that last run they're thinking to themselves, we had to wait all day to play this night game, and we're still not able to run the ball the way we want to?
Yeah, this defense, they've risen to the challenge all evening long. So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. He'll get it up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Carr. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Danny Amendola, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a 1-possession game. This one not fully over yet. A huge play there on the screen pass. 62 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
50 seconds to Mike.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down.
It's a gain of 9. Makes it 3rd.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game, his 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And the Giants ready to come out now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On play action, now Carr. Amendola's got it, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Shotgun now for Carr. And he's got Amendola on the connection. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 18 there, and the Giants have a first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Just like that.
From the gun, Carr. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Again, they'll throw with Carr. And it's caught here, Amendola. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Zadarius Smith just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Here's Carr. And McDonald here over the middle. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Giants on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. And he hits Drake. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here from the right hash. This from 33. Badgley able to punch this one through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. The field goal we just saw has us now at a one-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose, as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free than what they're trying to get done on offense.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Again, it's Murray. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on here to punt it away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
You need to get the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
So Derek Carr in the offense. Down by 7. 1:45 to play. A fourth straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down.
3 down, 3 down.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Carr signaling to his guys, let's go here. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's only able to get it to right around the 3. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
So another big shot dodged there defensively. Now they're just one more incompletion away from salting away this victory, and I know this feeling. They're almost giddy, but they have to stay focused and locked in. They can make one big mistake and throw it all away.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. They'll go for it. It's Carr. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, they were obviously backed up, had a little bit of space from the goal line, snapping it from the 3, but still trying to throw it, and...
Yeah, exactly. This is where hindsight is 20/20 comes into play, right? Seems like a good idea to throw the ball there. Maybe you'll surprise them and catch them off guard. Instead, you've created a turnover and put your defense in a bad spot.
And now here come the Ravens. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. And they will take a knee here.
And there it is, the standard symbol. Taking a knee means that one team won and the other one obviously lost the ball game. But now that team that won is 2-2. After the first 4 games, I think they're okay with a 2-2 start. Not overly happy, but at the same time, not depressed either.
You mentioned to me breaking down a season in quadrants. So the first quadrant is kind of a check, as you said, for okay. Not great, not bad.
Yeah, right now they're just holding serve. They look forward to their next 4. Maybe they can make a surge there.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, every team wants to be